Hey, good morning, guys. Good afternoon, maybe good evening to you. This is something that continues the saga of get the location first, get the machine first. This, for me, is black and white. If you're going to be in the business, get machines. Prepare them, familiarize yourself with them, get them ready for location. Paint them, clean them, put decals, stickers, flavor strips, whatever you got to do, but get the machines first. Otherwise, you're going to be in a big hurried up situation. If you get a location, you don't have the equipment, you're going to end up overpaying for the equipment. A lot of people now, as you know, this is early 2022. We're still in the middle of this pandemic. There's a lot of deals out there. A lot of people are selling on the Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, all over any classifieds. So anyways, I thought of this story as I saw a post yesterday, and somebody was absolutely adamant, and they said, oh, you got to get the location first to know what they want. Well, let me tell you a little bit of a story, and this is a story I hadn't thought of in probably 2 decades. Mid 80s, probably 85 or 6, I had an operation with a partner up in Reno, and it was winter. We were in the shop, and it was about 11:30 at night. Coffee pot was always on. We probably did our best work in the evenings. Anyways, my partner was there with me, and the phone rings. It's 11:30 at night, and he was having problems at home with the wife, so he didn't want to answer it. And the old answering machine picks up, and on the other end of the phone was this kind of gruff voice, and he says, "This is Joe Conforte, and I want to talk." Boy, my partner just grabs the phone and says hello, and he knew who Joe Conforte was. I'm going to be a little cautious about the name of the business because certain things are not allowed on YouTube, and we don't need to lose our channel over a funny short video like this. But anyways, he had the gentleman's club operation ranch 8 miles east of Reno, and he said that he was tired of the equipment that he had from somebody else that wasn't working. The jukebox, the record skipped, half the time they didn't play, always out of cigarettes. So now keep in mind, this is winter. Things were slow, especially in Reno. Things really slowed down in the winter there. So anyways, we made a deal with Joe and told him we would be out in the morning with equipment for him. So we worked the next 4 or 5 hours. We had a rickety old soda machine. He wanted a machine that went in the waiting room for the taxi drivers along with a cigarette machine. I mean, I think the soda was either a Choice Vend or a Cornelius, small capacity, maybe held 220 cans, something like that. And this was all coins at that time. There were no validators really yet. So 50-cent soda. Dollar cigarettes were a little bit of a stretch because in town I don't think they were quite that much. They were probably 75 cents. But anyways, we had an old pull knob National 22 Select. They don't hold a lot of cigarettes either, so we didn't have what he needed. And then the main reason for his call was the jukebox. They had a 24/7 bar that was always busy. And we had what I remember it to be was a Rockola, a 440, something like that. Jukebox held, it must have been 80 records at that time. Sort of worked, sort of didn't. That's the next 4 hours I spent my time on that Rockola. I took everything apart, lubricated everything, tested it, and certain times it wouldn't work for me. Things would get hung up. Anyways, that's all we had. So about 3:30 in the morning, we go home, get 2 hours worth of sleep because we told Joe we would be out there first thing Sunday morning, 7 a.m. because he called us on Saturday night. So here we are. We load up the old truck with these 3 pieces, knowing this was not the equipment for this place because this was really going to be a powerhouse location. So anyways, we put the stuff in, filled the soda, cigarettes were full, those worked okay. Put the jukebox in the bar, and it just looked horrible. It just looked horrible. It was already 10 or 12 years old. Anyways, it played. Everything was working when we left. We told him that we would have new equipment, within a week or two. We promised him. So Monday morning rolls around, 8 a.m. We called old George at C.A. Robinson and said, "What do you have for jukeboxes?" And he said, "Well, we have Row AMI, but they don't have bill validators." He said, "We have," I think they were a Rockola dealer, but they took on a new line that was NSM. NSM was from Germany. And he said, "These are available with a bill validator." So I said, "Okay, send it. Send the new cigarette machine and a brand new soda machine." So we got a smoke shop, an Apollo, not the 850, I think it was a 1200, a big tall one, because it held a lot of cigarettes. No validators on those yet either. So anyways, we got a brand new Dixie Narco, single price soda, because that's all there was, no multi-price, coin only, set it on $1, set the cigarettes on $1.25. But anyway, so the jukebox shows up with dollar bill validator, and this is before stackers. This, we all know what a bill stacker looks like in a conventional machine. This is a 300 note box, and that's all it holds. This stacker was this long. It had a big spring in it. Anyways, the money would go in. We had no idea what this jukebox would do, but everybody was still at 2 plays for $0.25. We set this one on 4 plays for $1 only, no coins. It had a nice block-off plate that went over where the coins would go in, so you'd never really see that it accepted coins. Now, this NSM was only an 80 record machine. That's the only one we could get with a validator. So here's where I'm going with this story. The moral is, those jukeboxes in the mid-80s, we would rent them per week for $40. Some of our older spots that had earlier jukeboxes that we had not upgraded yet, maybe $35. So anyways, $40 a week for an $8.95 Row AMI, let's say an R82 jukebox, was great, because in a year's time you get back $2,000 on a jukebox that costs $8.95. Now, granted, you have to stock it, put records in it, service it every couple of weeks, and collect the rent, but you'd get ROI in 6 months. Now, this NSM, first collection, full week, did $600 1 week. 4 plays for $1, and I figured it out mathematically as we went back to home base and stopped in Caro's for some coffee, and I got a napkin out, and I said, "This is crazy." That was all it could possibly do unless we raised the price. I figured out with the thing playing pretty much 24/7 with no break, 3-minute average songs on the 45s, it couldn't do more than $600, and it continued at that pace forever. We had that location 4 or 5 more years until we sold that operation. But the cigarettes in a normal Denny's or Winchell's or Sambo's, a good spot, was 150 packs a week, 600 a month. This did 600 packs a week. We had a great scam. The girls would hustle the guys to buy them a pack of cigarettes on the way out of the facility, and nobody's going to turn down $1.25. And the girls, they didn't all smoke. So we would get there, do the collection, and we would buy back the packs of cigarettes for 50 cents. So think of the volume of the cigarettes. The soda machine, once we finally got our new one, which took a couple weeks, was a 368 Dixie Narco. We had to fill it literally every day. When my partner would go out there, he would go out and check on things. I think he just liked the ambiance of the facility, and he liked the girls. But anyways, that's another story. So, make a long story short, guys, if we would not have had that equipment, and as crappy as it was in the warehouse, Joe may have gone on to the next ad in the Yellow Pages and called the next guy. So, black and white for me, guys. Get the equipment. Then get the locations. Don't buy snack machines if you don't have soda machines. Snack machines only do 50% of what the soda machines do. Yes, there are some variables in that, but predominantly across the board, if a soda machine does $100 a week, snack sitting right next to it will do 50 or 60. It only gets 50% of the money. So anyways, you're starting out, going to get equipment, I recommend you get soda machines. If you get a great location that needs them both, you can always get a snack machine. They're around. So anyways, guys, I thought I would share this story with you. It was a good one, and unfortunately that was 35 years ago, and I remember it like it was yesterday. So anyways, guys, for now, appreciate you viewing, and if you're into the ATM thing, we have a new ATM forum, and I'll post a link below here, atmbitcoinforum.com. A lot of information about ATMs, and that's our new passion. So guys, thanks for viewing. Doug at Doug's World Tour, out.